So, I guess we need to go find the sewers entrance now. Or do you want to rush for docks? Can we go? We can go straight to the docks, can't we?
Is there a docks group?
I will check.
Let's find out. Public party. Going to
No.
party, full act rush. Nope. Maybe we should make one.
No, we need to get the docks first, don't we?
Oh yeah.
So do you wanna run there? Like we can just run topside, not go through the sewers, and come back and do sewers later. Especially because
Where are you?
all the chaos damage.
Oh, you're still in town.
Oh, hold on, I got a docks instance. Oh, there's a portal. Hold on, I'm gonna get this waypoint. I'm gonna save us. Now, as soon as I find the waypoint, I will not drop a town portal on it because I still don't have any portal scrolls. But I will come back to town and get some portal scrolls. Okie dokie.
We're gonna be so under level for docks though.
Yeah, we'll have to be careful, but we should be okay. And portal up. Oh, I need to invite you back to the party. Don't I?
That would help.
Duked.
Here it comes.
I'm excited.
Oh, so now do I go to your TP? Yeah. I guess I'd have to.
The anticipation is killing me, man. I'm coming in. So I should wear my fire resist rings in here.
That would be a good idea. Oh, a sapphire ring just sitting on the ground like that?
Yeah.
It's a sign.
Oh. As far as this, like, cold's also a concern, but I'm okay, I'm kind of balanced now. So what other builds are you working on at the moment, Duked?
Oh man.
You have a bit of a rust to refill up, don't you?
Yeah. I have a huge list. I have a whole bunch of like 40s.
Yep. Oh shit.
It's so hard to find people to play with like at the same pace you are, right? Like it's pretty much impossible. Oh,
yeah, you kind of have to set aside a character like what we've done with these two. Do we have to do it? But you know, we've got 24 character slots, so I guess that's something you can actually do. I think these leagues finish pretty soon though.
Like 6 weeks.
Oh, okay. I know the race season finishes very soon.
June, July, August, September. 6 weeks or so. Yeah, it ends this week. And I bet you they take a hiatus and then they'll come back with like a really short season, like a small ass season. 3 weeks.
They did say they were planning out season 5 already. And season 4 is the next season. But I think there's going to be some longer descent races in between. So for people who like struggled to do it in the hour, can play through slowly and finish it off.
A 1 week descent league.
I'm pretty sure
so
by the end of one league, pretty much everyone would have killed every single mom. Whoa, whoa, shit!
ZiggyD.
The fuck just happened? Addition,
Oh
it was an
God.
LMP dog. Oh man. I died. I got killed by an LMP void bearer. Oh man. Oh, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, I don't want to hit that button. Oh man. You get that feeling, you know, when you die, when like, I don't know, it's kind of this feeling like you get this rush to your head and you go lightheaded. You're like, oh shit. Sudden burst of adrenaline, I guess. Oh man, I'm in softcore league. Look at my softcore league stash.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm not gonna type in my status though, because it'll be a spoiler for everyone. Oh no, I did it, man. After all of your YOLOing.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, it happened. Maybe you're right. Maybe karma doesn't exist.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh at that. Bro, I'm sad now.
It's okay. Well, time to do a hardcore death analysis for myself. Yeah, guys, I died on my crappy Evasion Ranger in Cruel Docks, I believe it was. So this is a bit of a post-mortem. I want to talk about the death, what happened, and the end of the Onslaught series. Pretty well timed, actually, in terms of getting the series out. Almost like I planned it. Onslaught is ending right at the end of this series. But I didn't actually plan that. It just kind of happened, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, new series coming up. Lots of new Path of Exile content coming your way. But this is the end of the Onslaught playthrough series because we died and we decided not to re-level again. We're going to wait until some other interesting things come out, and we might do another leveling session together in the future, myself and Duked. But for now, let's take a look at this death. So let's switch over the camera here. There we go. Let's watch that again. And I'll even crank the volume up a bit there. Oh, so brutal.
Shit.
And I think Duked is like, ZD.
ZiggyD.
Pretty funny stuff. But let's go back and take a look at this a little bit more specifically. So, I died to a LMP Voidbearer, which is like pretty much, I mentioned coming into Docks right at the very beginning, that is something that can definitely kill you. When you start getting into Cruel, even and Merciless especially, the LMP Voidbearers are the main risk in Docks. Docks is a pretty safe area to farm overall, but when you first get in there and you're a little bit underleveled for the zone like we are here, those LMP Voidbearers are pretty brutal. And we happen to run into one here. And we can actually show that. There we go. We've got the fires additional projectiles. You want to watch out for those guys. Unless you mouse over them and see that fires additional projectiles, it's hard to know in advance that they're there. You have to kind of mouse over each one of those and check those affixes. Otherwise, if you see them firing, like if you have some minions or something like that, you can keep an eye out for those extra projectiles, and it looks a bit more fuller. I should be able to actually, if we go back a little bit here, we should be able to see this guy firing. So that's a minion there. That's the normal amount of Voidbearer projectiles being fired out. But there is the LMP one. So it kind of looks a bit fuller, but it's still a little bit hard to make out. You'll kind of get the image of that. So this character overall, in my assessment of it, was pretty poor. I was trying to make pure evasion work again. Now I've done this multiple times and it's never really worked out that well for me. Pure evasion by itself is a very strong defensive mechanic, especially when combined with blind, and it can make a pretty solid character in terms of the defensive mechanics. However, you have to expend a ton of passive points into making a pure evasion character work, which means that you sacrifice a lot of things, and like this character leveling up, a lot of you guys noticed through the playthrough that I sacrificed a lot of mana. Basically, I had to take these points from somewhere to be able to put them into getting enough evasion to keep myself alive, and in terms of resisting actual attacks through evasion, that worked out pretty well, especially once I started incorporating blind into that as well. But in order to get enough health to make evasion viable, and enough evasion and dexterity and all that jazz to make evasion viable, in addition to all of the acrobatics nodes, phase acrobatics and all those ones, you have to spend a lot of passive points, and that has to come from somewhere, and unfortunately that comes from mana a lot of the time, or those extra things that you take away from, and that makes the build a little bit awkward to level. I think there is potential still for a good viable evasion endgame character. I'm actually leaning more towards that being a melee character now with shield, so maxing out block and evasion, and maybe using something like the Bringer of Rain to give out your blinds. But it just takes way too many passive points, makes the character pretty bad overall. But that's not why I died. You know, I died to an LMP Voidbearer. Evasion doesn't really play any role in that. Only resistances, fire resistances. Now, I think my fire resists weren't too bad. They were a bit under cap, but not too bad overall. But the reason I actually died, which we can take a look at here, besides, you know, myself not noticing the affix early enough and not pulling away earlier or making sure I wasn't within range of it the whole time, obviously that sort of thing would keep me alive. But I hate to say it, but if we play this through here and pause it, it's okay. So here's the point where I start taking hits. Now, here's the point where I move out of range of the Voidbearer dog. So I'm out of range of this attack now. Maximum range is about here, a little bit beyond where the actual animation extends out to, because it tends to lick around a little bit at the end there. Now I have 560 health, enough to sustain another 2, 3 maybe projectiles from that attack. But as you can see, continue to move away and take damage there. Well out of range of the character, continue to take damage all the way to this point where I actually die there. So, yeah. It is what you think it is, and if we play forwards a little bit here, something I didn't actually notice at the time. Watch this, bam. Dat desync. Yep. As you can see, I desynced. I was a little bit out of sync coming into this zone here, because as you guys saw, I ran up to this side here. Now, there's 2 points where I could have desynced. Generally, you desync on corners of objects or on doorways and things like that, and you can tend to avoid these, and I've never died to desync before in this game. As prevalent as people say it is, if you play certain ways and play certain builds and things like that, some builds are a bit more prone to it than others, but most of the time, if you're running in between objects fine and not cutting across corners, you'll be fine. Now, what I think actually happened is I cut across the corner of this crane here, so I hit here, and this triggered the desync basically, because the way desync works is there's a disagreement between the client and the server of where your character is located. On my side of the game, it said, yeah, I just pathed around this corner here. On the actual server side of the game, it said, no, you hit this corner and then had to travel around. You know, there's a little slight disagreement there, and when you're going past things like corners, that's when the desync starts to occur, and that's the most significant trigger of desync, and that's what I think happened here, is I probably desynced there. The other less likely scenario is that I was a bit further to the left than I thought, and then when I tried to run away, I actually clipped this corner and ran around it and stayed in the range for a bit longer. Bit hard to know for sure, but desynced on one of those corners, and that resulted in me, although I reacted just in time to get away with about 560 health left from that attack, which would have been fine if I had been out here. Then, unfortunately, didn't quite get out of range since I was desynced slightly, and that's the death. But I can't really blame desync because I chose to engage here. I didn't check the affix of this guy. Neither of us was calling affixes as actively as we should have been, which is something you should always be doing in a party, especially on hardcore mode. And, you know, if I had to get engaged back here, I had to keep my range because I had known he was an LMP Void Bearer, then I would have been fine. But that's why I died. Hopefully you guys learn a cool lesson from this. It was a fun experience leveling with Duked, even though my build was kind of shitty. I think his build was doing pretty well, had a good potential. But yeah, my build was kind of shitty. But most of all, just a death that you can learn a lesson from there in terms of avoiding that desync and checking those affixes and avoiding that situation again in the future. So, we'll switch back over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it, and I know quite a few of you guys were sticking out for the series. Look forward to plenty more coming. I'm doing like a Baldur's Gate playthrough at the moment, and I plan on doing some hardcore Diablo 3 action when the expansion pack releases, and we might do another Path of Exile playthrough of one of the new seasons, perhaps one of the new leagues in the future come launch. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching. Killed every single mom. Whoa, whoa. Shit.
ZiggyD.
The fuck?